In the quiet corridors of power, where world leaders meet behind closed doors, sometimes the most profound exchanges happen not about trade deals or military alliances, but about the deepest questions of human existence. What you're about to discover is a conversation that took place between two of the world's most influential leaders. One that challenges everything we think we know about religion, spirituality, and the human condition. Welcome to Voice of Africa. The meeting was scheduled for 30 minutes. It lasted 4 hours. When Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, few expected that his encounter with Captain Ibrahim Traoré would become anything more than standard diplomatic protocol. But what transpired in that private study, overlooking the dusty streets of West Africa, would fundamentally alter how both leaders, and eventually the world, understood the relationship between faith, governance, and human purpose. Captain Traoré, at just 35 years old, had already earned a reputation as one of Africa's most thoughtful leaders. His rise to power in Burkina Faso had been swift but principled, driven by a deep concern for his people's welfare and a burning curiosity about the world's great philosophical traditions. As he prepared for the meeting, he had no idea that Modi's words would plant seeds that would grow into a completely new understanding of what it means to be human. "Captain," Modi began, settling into his chair with the calm presence of someone who had spent decades in meditation, "may I share with you something that changed my own life many years ago?" Traoré leaned forward, intrigued by the unexpected intimacy of the question. "In Hinduism," Modi continued, "we have a concept called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. But this is not just a beautiful phrase we recite. It represents a fundamental truth about existence itself." What Modi explained next would revolutionize Traoré's thinking. Unlike many Western interpretations of religion as rigid doctrine or exclusive truth claims, Hinduism presents itself as Sanatana Dharma, the eternal way of life. It's not about converting others or claiming superiority, but about recognizing the divine spark that exists in every living being, regardless of their faith, nationality, or circumstances. "You see, Captain," Modi said, his eyes lighting up with passion, "Hinduism teaches us that there are many paths up the mountain, but the summit is the same. Whether someone prays in a mosque, a church, a temple, or under the open sky, they are seeking the same ultimate truth, connection with the divine and with each other." Traoré found himself nodding, thinking of his own people's diverse spiritual traditions, the ancient animistic beliefs of his ancestors, the Islam practiced by many of his countrymen, the Christianity brought by missionaries. For the first time, he saw not contradiction but complementary paths toward the same goal. Modi continued, "This is why in India, you will find temples next to mosques next to churches, not because we are confused about our beliefs, but because we understand that diversity in spiritual expression actually strengthens our collective search for truth. The Rigveda says, Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti, truth is one, but the wise call it by many names." The conversation took an even more profound turn when Modi began explaining the concept of dharma, often translated as religion, but actually meaning something much deeper. The cosmic order that governs both individual behavior and universal harmony. Dharma is not about following rules written in books, Modi explained. It's about understanding your role in the cosmic order and fulfilling it with complete dedication. For you as a leader, your dharma is to serve your people with wisdom and compassion. For a teacher, it's to educate with patience and knowledge. For a farmer, it's to feed others with dignity and care. Traoré suddenly understood why Modi seemed so centered, so purposeful in everything he did. The Indian Prime Minister wasn't just governing a nation. He was fulfilling his cosmic role as a servant of his people and guardian of eternal principles. "But here's what will truly change how you think about religion," Modi said, leaning forward with intensity. "In Hinduism, we believe that every soul goes through countless lifetimes, learning and growing. This means the person standing before you, whether they are Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, or atheist, is on their own unique journey toward the same ultimate destination that you are heading toward. How can you not respect that journey? How can you not feel kinship with every human being when you understand this truth?" The implications hit Traoré like lightning. If every person was indeed on a sacred journey, Then his role as a leader transformed from ruler to facilitator, from controller to servant of divine will, working through his people. Modi shared the story of how this philosophy had guided India's approach to global relations. We don't seek to impose our beliefs on others because we understand that forced conversion, whether religious, political, or cultural, violates the fundamental principle of allowing each soul to evolve naturally. Instead, we offer our wisdom freely, knowing that truth has the power to attract without compulsion. As the hours passed, Traore began to see how this ancient wisdom could revolutionize modern governance. Instead of viewing different ethnic groups, religions, or political opinions as threats to unity, leaders could see them as necessary expressions of humanity's diverse search for meaning and purpose. You know what amazes me most about Hindu philosophy? Modi concluded, as the African sun began to set outside the window. It teaches us that the ultimate goal is not to make everyone think alike, but to help everyone think deeply, not to make everyone worship the same way, but to help everyone worship sincerely, not to eliminate differences, but to find unity within diversity. When Captain Traoré finally walked Modi to his departure, he carried with him a completely transformed understanding of religion, leadership, and human nature. The seeds of wisdom planted that day would eventually influence policies that brought unprecedented harmony to Burkina Faso and inspired leaders across Africa to govern with similar spiritual wisdom. The conversation that was meant to last 30 minutes had indeed changed everything, not through force or persuasion, but through the gentle power of eternal truth shared between two souls committed to serving something greater than themselves.